So Nancy is asking, what do you know about the book of Jasher mentioned in Joshua 10:13 and 2 Samuel 1:18?
All right, Nancy. I'm glad you asked. We've gotten questions about similar books, for example, like the Book of Enoch. So thanks for asking about the Book of Jasher. Book of Jasher actually is mentioned twice in the Bible, as Nancy mentioned. We could take a quick look. Joshua 10:13 reads, "So the sun stood still and the moon stopped till the people had revenge upon their enemies. Is this not written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and did not hasten to go down for about the whole day." All right, so what's this mysterious book of Jasher? Similar thing, 2 Samuel 1:18. "And he told them to teach the children of Judah the song of the bow. Indeed, it is written in the book of Jasher." So when we like to see it, it seems to be it might be a book that's scripture because other scriptures referencing it. But we actually do not have a copy of it. It's not with the Dead Sea Scrolls in a way that we, feel comfortable with it, confidence in it. It doesn't seem to be a part of the Jewish canon that we have that has become the Bible. There are some books of Joshua floating around, and actually there's multiple types of them, but they all seem to have very new origins and very questionable origins. One came out around the 1600s, and that was a time where a lot of things popped up and don't seem to have really credible sources. The person who found it says, "Oh, it came from this library in Alexandria." Or someone else says, "Oh, it was protected in Spain, and a Roman found it just before Jerusalem was destroyed and took it up there." And there's absolutely nothing historical to back that up. And when you go and read these books, many people have said it just really feels like it's written by a different spirit. It doesn't mesh with what's in the Bible whatsoever. So there's no reason at all to believe the real books. And the ones that we really have in our canon continue to be, consistent. They affirm and support each other, and the Spirit of God really shines through them. And I don't think you need to waste your time with these books. Really, they do seem to be more pulp fiction than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. And I remember when I was younger and I was like, what's this book of Jasher? That's not in the Bible. And I was kind of bummed because I was like, I want to read it. And I got excited, thinking there was more truth out there or something. And, I read some copy of something that's supposed to be the book of Jasher. And I was like, this is not quite right. It didn't really align with scripture. And so I was like, I don't think so. And the thing what I had to eventually come to terms with is that, throughout history, there's going to be other books and things written that maybe, we can reference that are just, interesting, books, but that doesn't mean that they're part of the canon. That doesn't mean that they should be part of scripture. We shouldn't hold them to the same pedestal. Maybe they're just for that point in time in Earth's history, and God just kind of let them fade away because they wouldn't be helpful for people later on. And so we kind of see that in the here and now, like we have some really great books out there that are written by some great authors. I can think of like Pilgrim's Progress. That was a really good book. It gave us some really good insights, but does that mean it's part of scripture? No, it's just an interesting book. C.S. Lewis had a lot of other great books too, but it doesn't mean they're part of, they're biblical. They're just something that nowadays we might, have a little bit more that have more meaning for us than if this book was written, several thousand years ago, like when the Book of Jasher was written, people wouldn't get it. So anyways, I just,
and just because we slap on a name of some biblical figure, like this is the book of Thomas, this is the book of this person, that person, doesn't mean it really was written by them.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that, like you're saying, it wasn't in the Dead Sea Scrolls. We are not finding, old text of it. it doesn't mean that it's something that we need to worry about at this point in time. We really need to be worrying about is the actual Bible, and focusing on that book, and just recognizing that there are sometimes other books that we can
Mhm.
read that are helpful for a Christian walk, and they're good, and there's nothing wrong with them, but they're just not scripture.